Lucas decided that we should do cookies today in honor of the show. So, I made them, but they're for the kids, not for us. So let me show you what we're gonna make today. Top brown roast. And I've sliced it thin and I'm gonna pan sear it. And I've got water boiling back here to put some cabbage leaves down in. My girl Paula told me about cabbage roll-ups. I've never made them before. And they look kind of like an egg roll, but they're rolled in a cabbage leaf. And I'm gonna do mine with steak, peppers, and onions. So, here's how I'm gonna start my steak. I've already got the pan hot, and I'm just going to spray it with this. This is my favorite. It tastes good. It's 0 calories. I use it all the time. Normally, I would probably saute some garlic in there, but I'm out. So I'm just going to use garlic powder instead and just get it done. So I just sliced it thin so that hopefully it'll cook a little bit faster. I really should have seasoned that first. And then I'll put pepper on it too. So as soon as I get all this in the pan, I'm going to cover it and just let it sear really good on that first side. Have it on about medium. And I'll trim that fat off in a minute. So this top round is nice and lean, but if you see any extra fat, just go ahead and cut it off. There's no reason to put that in your body when you don't have to. Okay, so my water back here is starting to boil, so I'm going to put the cabbage leaves in it. So I've already peeled the cabbage leaves off, and some of them are really nice and big. So I think if I boil them a little bit, make them pliable, then we can roll them up. These won't have to boil very long, probably just like 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most. Probably more like 5. Lucas is my cameraman. He's doing so good. His little creative brain just keeps thinking of ideas. Alright, so the rest of this is, as soon as that steak starts getting almost finished, I'm going to put onions and peppers in it just to give it some flavor. And then I'm going to kind of chop it all up together to put into my cabbage leaves. And while that's all going, I'm going to put these copper pan, it lets air circulate through. Alright, so I'm going to spray all of that with this. Yummy stuff. 0 calorie. Spray it real good. Little natures in there. Toss them around. Already have my oven preheated. Our cabbage leaves are getting nice and soft, so I'm going to put them in a colander and let them drain. There's those yucky cookies again.
Yummy cookies.
Yucky cookies. Alright, so these are nice and soft, and I'm just going to put them in this colander. I'm going to run some cold water over them so that in a minute, when we're ready to roll up the steak and peppers and onions, they'll be a little cooler. I might even put them in the fridge. So I'm just running some if I need to, and then we're going to flip our steak. Lucas, are you looking at those cookies again? Lucas likes the cookies. Are you going to eat the cookies? Oh. Oh, you're not going to videotape yourself eating the cookies? Look at Lincoln. Lincoln's Cookie Monster too. Alright, so now we're going to flip our steak. It's getting nice and done throughout.
I gotta stay strong. I gotta be strong.
This steak looks good.
You going to eat some?
I'll try some.
Good. Alright.
This steak looks yummy.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so I flipped the steak. It looks like it's almost done where we've had that lid on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the peppers and onions in.
Steak.
You like meat. Hey, Link. What's protein do, boy?
Make us strong!
That muscle, right? We're going to let that all cook together until the peppers and onions are nice and soft and kind of cook some of that juice out. I'm not going to cover it this time. It's actually watery, and I want that to cook out so it's not watery when the steak's finished. I may add a little more salt and pepper to that. So it's getting there. Some of the water is cooking out, and I'm going to turn the heat up almost to high because I like to get a little brown on the bottom of my meat. So once the water is almost cooked out, if you turn it up, it'll kind of caramelize the bottom of your meat a little bit before you take it out of the pan. What?
I'm gonna vlog. I be cameraman.
Okay. Link's gonna be the cameraman for a minute. Ooh, those are gonna be good. I can smell the onions cooking and they're starting to kind of get brown on the edges. I'm gonna leave them a little bit longer though, because I like mine really good and done. I don't like them to be crunchy at all. Cameraman number 2 is in charge now.
The best cameraman in the world.
The best cameraman in the world. So this is looking just like I want it. All of the water is cooked out and the meat is kind of getting that dark caramelized color on the bottom of it. So I'm ready to take it out of the pan. It's going to be good. And it's done. It's been in there for 20 minutes. It's probably more than... So these are done. They're nice and soft and the onions are cooked. Don't burn yourself. I'm going to go ahead and leave my oven on because after we get the cabbage stuff all rolled up, we're going to stick them in the oven to get them really nice and cooked together. It's going to be good. My strategy right now is to make something really delicious and different that feels carby without the carbs. So that's the point of the cabbage leaf. The cabbage leaf replaces like a tortilla or bread or something like that. We're also going to use cauliflower rice. So Sterling showed you last week how to make homemade cauliflower rice, and I did not take the time to do that because we've been gone all weekend to the open, and so I'm using frozen cauliflower rice. The macros on it are still phenomenal. So cauliflower rice is starting to thaw out and soften a little bit. So now I'm going to add these fresh tomatoes. It's not going to be real juicy, but that's okay with me. Like I said, you could put the tomato soup or something in there, but all that's doing is adding more carbs that you don't need. And we get in such a routine of adding all this stuff to our food that we forget sometimes it's really unnecessary. All it does is create extra calories that then we have to go burn in the gym.
And more flavor.
All right, so I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder in there because I love garlic and I didn't have any fresh. I thought that I did, and then when I started cooking, I realized I didn't. So I'm just, cauliflower rice, and it's a bag of frozen. If you want to make your own, look at the video from last week that Sterling did on how to make your own cauliflower rice. It's really good, but I just didn't have time. We've been gone all weekend, so I used frozen bag of cauliflower rice, the peppers and onions from what I cooked with the steak, and 2 whole fresh tomatoes. Salt and pepper, nature seasoning, garlic powder, and so I'm going to see how it tastes. This is really good. I could just eat that by itself.
It's called opinion.
You want a bite?
No.
Come on, try it.
That looks very hot.
It is. I'll boil it on it for you. Here. We'll let it cool. Link's going to try a bite, and he'll tell you if it's any good. He'll tell you the truth every time. And if he goes like this, bah, it means no good. If he goes like this, it means good. So we'll see in just a second. Okay, I think it's good.
I usually like everything.
Are you ready?
Oh, it's still steamy.
It's not too bad.
Is it spicy?
No, you'll like it. Too hot or okay?
Hot. Wow. That is good.
It's good, isn't it? Very good. All right, so now what I'm going to do is
Oh my gosh.
cut up the steak and mix them in there. It's really hot. Do you want a bowl? All right. Okay, so we have...
That's good right there.
Do you have it on? We have the oven still on from the sweet potatoes that Lincoln is eating as we speak. We put steak in here. I ended up chopping it up a little bit more than I intended to because I just think it will combine a little bit better in our cabbage leaves if it's smaller. And Link's eating all the food as I'm getting ready. Check this out. Everybody thinks they need cheese on everything. The only reason why I really like cheese in anything like this is because it helps it combine. Any kind of cheese kind of melts and binds things together. Kind of does the same thing inside of us. It binds to our arteries and does things in our body that we really don't want or need. So I try to get everybody to cut cheese out, and that's hard. I mean, if you eat pizza, you eat cheese on it, but I'm talking about 80% of the time. If you eat 80% of the time clean and healthy and avoid certain things, your body maintenance is so much easier. You can go have pizza and then come back on Sunday or Monday and get right back in the swing of things, and before you know it, it's just your regular routine. You don't struggle through the week. You know what you're eating through the week. You meal prep and you get it done. So you're staying on track for your goals. And then on the weekend, if you want some cheese on your pizza or if you want dessert, then you minimize that. And then it becomes a good, healthy lifestyle that's enjoyable and also helps you reach your goals. So Built by Work 365 is all about living the lifestyle every single day and knowing how to have your cake, eat it too, and maintain the body composition that you want. So that's what we're working towards. We're trying to teach you how to train, how to meal prep, how to have little hacks that kind of help you live the lifestyle. Not just meet the goal, maintain the goal, set new, bigger, better goals every single day for yourself and learn new discipline along the way. That's what it's about. Long term, not short term. So, all of that being said, Parmesan cheese is a good hack. In comparison to other cheese, 2 tablespoons of this only has 20 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 2 grams of protein. So I can put 4 tablespoons in this. It's gonna be enough cheese to kind of help bind things together without creating an overload of saturated fat that none of us need. So I always measure cheese and I always measure nut butters. If you don't, what happens is you'll end up with 1,000 extra calories before you know it. Because cheese is so high in fat, it adds calories a lot quicker than most things. And honestly, I said 4 tablespoons. I don't think we need 4. I think we're gonna do 2. So 2 tablespoons should help bind all of this together, and we've only added 20 calories and 1.5 grams of fat.
That might be too much.
Well, once we get it stirred up, it'll be good. But it will kind of help bind it together a little bit. So that's the goal. Not to make it cheesy, gooey, ooey gooey, just to add a little bit of flavor and to help bind it together. And honestly, it's not a necessity. I really just wanted to tell you about Parmesan cheese, why I tell people to stay away from cheese, and that when you must have it, this is a much better option than cheddar. So these leaves are nice and pliable now. Thank you, Paula, for giving me the idea of a pan, and hopefully it'll kind of help. So I'm gonna put a little bit of this on a cabbage leaf. And then I'm gonna roll it up just like if I had a tortilla. That stem is a little bit hard, so I'm gonna pull it out because nobody wants a big crunchy stem right in the middle of their bite. So like if I were doing a burrito, I would do the little ends in and then tuck it and roll it. So I'm doing the exact same thing with this cabbage leaf. And it's probably not gonna be beautiful, but that's okay. Going to spray them with EVOO. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on the top. Since we only use 2 tablespoons,
You like that?
and I actually intended to use 4, I'm going to go ahead and use 1 to sprinkle on top because it'll make a little crust. Parmesan cheese kind of makes a crust too. Like if you pan sear tilapia, it's really good to do a little bit of Parmesan cheese with garlic and some other herbs and then pan sear it, and that Parmesan cheese, it creates a crust. And like I went over the macros before, you know, the fat count in it and the carb count and the protein count, it does not take much, and so you haven't added a lot of junk to your food. Try not to add junk to your food. When you're adding flavors, try to do it with vegetables or things that actually provide some sort of health benefit for your body. All right, they're going in the oven. Oh, these are smelling so good. Look, they're getting nice and brown on the top. I think they're gonna be kind of crusty. Or we put that Parmesan cheese on the top and sprayed them with olive oil. I'm getting ready to take them out in just a few minutes and we'll try one. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.